This is one of the hardest lessons that I had to learn about getting the different things that I want out of life. Right now, if you feel like there's a lot of different things that you want that you don't currently have, this video may or may not apply to you as well. Okay. The first hard pill to swallow for myself was I don't have all these things because I'm actually not good enough and I don't deserve them. And I had to think back on, there was a time in my life when I was like 18 and I wanted to make $1 million by I think like 21 or 22, right? But I was nowhere near good enough. But at the time I didn't realize it, you know? It's like a certain level of self-awareness. So there's reasons why right now you don't have what you want. And they're all your fault. It's not that chapter in your life yet. You're not ready for it. Myself, okay? Don't take offense to this. Do take offense to this. Whatever. I'm talking about myself, but odds are it probably applies to many other people. Maybe one of those many other people are you. What I had to do was I had to think to myself, okay, if this life that I want and to have all these different things and to, make the money that I want to make, live where I want to live, have the type of marriage that I have, on the businesses, for me to do that, if I keep doing what I'm doing right now, am I likely to get there? At the rate I'm going right now, how are things going? I have to really assess it. And I realize, bro, at the rate that I'm going, this shit's never gonna happen. So then, light bulb goes on and you start thinking. So kind of like what would Jesus do? But you gotta think, if you already accomplished all these different things and you are already that person, what would your day-to-day look like? Would it be different than what you're doing today? In my head, it was like, hell yeah. I wake up when God wakes me up now. And yeah, the multimillionaire version of me, oh yeah, he wakes up really early every single day because he's so busy and he has so many things on his schedule and his agenda. And plus he wants to still be this beast monster and like accomplish all this work, but then still have downtime for family. And I still want to be in the gym and all these different things. And so it's like, so how do you expect to get, the results, which is the life that you want, but you're not putting in what it takes to do that? It doesn't add up. So I had said for last year in 2021, hardest thing that I had to realize was accomplishing the goal wasn't the hard part. And I think, we're wired to think like, man, all I got to do is just get this goal done and then this goal, then this goal. It's like, no, I had to literally become an entire new person. In order to get things that you want that you've never gotten before, you have to do things you've never done before. You have to be someone who you've never been before, right? If you think back in your life and maybe a really shitty moment, a really shitty downtime, a bad part in life, it's like, what were you doing every day? Were you doing bad things and getting bad results? Or did bad stuff just, magically keep happening to you? I'm a believer in most cases that if you do the right thing over time, eventually good things will happen. Side note, there's going to be days that you fall off, right? But the goal is to rebound, fast rebounds, okay? You may do really good tomorrow, and then the next day you may fall off, but the next day, do good again. And then the next day, aim to do good again. And then eventually you'll look back and it's been this long period of time, and you're like, I've had a lot of good days, more good days than bad days, so I'm on the right track. That's the key. Back to this. I had to realize, again, I had an identity shift that I needed to do. I had to change a lot of things. I had a lot of flaws in myself that were preventing me from making these new things happen to me. So I had to fix bad traits of mine and replace them with good traits. So right now, you probably have a lot of bad habits that need to be replaced with good habits. I can only speak on what I do and what I've done and what's worked for me. And this is like what I'm doing right now. Part of this podcast is, aligns with the plan of getting me one step closer to where I want to be and who I want to be. What you need is a roadmap. I kind of just did it off the top of my head where I basically started to think like, okay, I know where I'm at today. I know kind of like the things I have going on today are only a result of like my skill level as of today and things that I've done today. And if I want all these high level famous people, beating on my door to work with me, I don't deserve that yet because clearly they're not. If things aren't happening, there's a reason, right? And then you have full accountability for all of your actions. So for myself, like it's no one else's fault but mine. For you, it's no one else's fault but yours, okay? Do not play the victim role. I don't think you'll read a book about one super successful multimillionaire person that achieved that playing the victim role. right? If you study lots of extremely successful people, they take accountability for any and all of their actions. If they're driving in a car, just boom, blindsides them, they're thinking, what could I have done? It was their fault. They ran a red light, they whatever. But I'm going to be even more cautious next time. I should have been paying more attention. I should have, double checked or triple checked. If I would have triple checked, I would have seen them coming and they wouldn't have hit me. Even though it was their fault, there's something I could have done. And so always look for the lessons in what you can do. That's something I've done. So you know where you are now. You know where you want to be. I think it's very important to keep you on track, to get very descriptive with what you want. So I haven't fully done this yet. I've done it a little bit. Some months go by and I have new ideas and stuff, and it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. And I think this is where vision boards come into place, because I've never made a vision board, but I talk to my wife about it all the time. Man, I want to sit down as a family and have us make a vision board, so that way we're all on the same page. This is where we're going. This is where we're going. And in order to do this and get here, there's going to be some sacrifices we have to make, right? In order to get anything, you have to give something. I want to add new things. I got to subtract other things, right? I want to have more money. I'm going to subtract things that I have from spending money on other things. Then you're all on the same page, okay, this is why we're doing these things. A key with brainstorming is remind yourself that there's no such thing as a bad idea. So okay, this is where I'm at. This is where I want to go. I have no idea how to get there. What are some common sense things, some givens? How good is your routine right now? I need some work. Okay, boom, we're gonna work on that. How can you improve? And you just start thinking of stuff. The next step is to learn from other people who have done the things that you wanna do. And so that could be reading books from extremely successful people, listening to podcasts from people that have, anyone that's just one step ahead of you is gonna be a game changer. You can pay for coaching. There's a lot of things that I've realized, man, if I keep spending hours and hours and hours and hours and hours going about it this way, or I can pay X amount and talk to this person that I know has the answers to help me, I can get those answers within 15, 20, 30 minutes versus spending weeks to possibly not even come up with an answer. So it's shortcuts right there. The biggest lesson is realizing that you got to change who you are, and the only person's fault is yours. It's all right, buck up. What can I do to make this shit happen? Because I have to make this shit happen. That should be enough to get you going. This episode is sponsored by Royal Legacy Clothing. You guys can go to royallegacyclothing.com. Use coupon code CRACK to save 10% off. Make sure you guys subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Give the video a thumbs up too. If you're listening to this on any Spotify or streaming, please leave me a review. Please. Please. I'd greatly appreciate it. Screenshot that, John. Send it to me on Instagram, Cracka_Lack. And I'll say thank you. Maybe I'll have something I can bless you with. Yeah, you guys. I'll see you guys next time.